Here's some school stories that actually have happened. By the way, do not do any of these at all because I got in a bunch of trouble for each one of these events. It may or may not have been worth it, but yeah. Anyway, stick around for the last one because that's going to be the funniest one, okay? So let's start off with story number 1. So, the Ant Infestation. That's going to be our first story. Well, it's quite a story. So, it's pretty simple, not too much to say. Pretty much, the way our cafeteria worked in 8th grade is you enter through one side of the thing, and on the other way far side, on the back wall, there was an exit door. There's a couple of them scattered along the place, but we sat at the one, nearest to the back corner. So me and my other friends, A, King, and other K, all got food. And on purposely, it was my idea, by the way. We duct tape, we had some type of, I think it was clear scotch tape, food underneath the, bench table chair thing and whatnot, and spilled milk in the back corner on purpose. I took, some type of, I don't know what I used, I'll be honest. It's been 2 years since this has happened. But I pretty much put something in the door to keep it open, but make it look like it's still closed. So we could let the ants get in. The ants be like, ooh, food. I gotta get that. Yummy, yummy. And then, we all left lunch. Everything was fine. The next day when we come into lunch, that area of the cafeteria is shut down. There's 50 ant traps. We see ants marching in still, door. And it was honestly one of the funniest things because me and my friends had to sit at a different table and tell our other friends what we did. It was one of the most funniest, stupidest things we did. And actually, that story, we didn't get caught ever. So if you're watching this, my school, which I'm not gonna say, skill issue L. Anyways, moving on to the next story, and for the next story, we have the printer incident. Pretty much, it was one day, this was also 8th grade, all these stories take place on 8th grade. So yeah, one school year, this all happened. I was there with my friend D. Actually, I'm not saying his name. And the teacher decides to give us a 7-page essay, front and back, that we have to write. And we have to use certain words, terms, sympathy, I don't know what they're called. I wasn't paying attention. And I never had to do it for reasons you're about to find out. And the worst part is, we had to print our essays. And she said her printer wasn't working. And I called CAP. So what I did was I waited and waited. Class after class, after lunch, after class, until 5th hour. Waited, and we had a substitute that day. So I took my friend's Chromebook, which I eventually did admit guilt, since I didn't want my friend to get in trouble, since he's pretty chill. And I went to the internet. I found the most cursed image. A tongue looking at a man's, crowned possessions. If you know, you know. And for detail, full color, I printed it on the first teacher's printer 210 times, full color, full detail. And all I heard from her classroom was her yell, "What the F word?" She was pissed. And mind you, this was during 7th hour. It took a while, but yeah, during 7th hour, she was mad. It was her advanced class. Apparently I have some, witnesses that were in that classroom saying that the pictures were flying out of the printer because how many were being printed. They were all over the room. It was the funniest thing. And next thing I know, I'm just chilling with, my other friend, the one I used this comic for. And suddenly the principal walks in and says, "Galaxy Shell, did you do this thing? If so, you have to come with us now, and we have to check your Chromebook, and you'll get in detention every single day for the next week." And that's what happened. I took, I admitted to, since I didn't want my friend to get in trouble. I was in detention for every week, and every day I walked in, they would check my Chromebook, making sure I had no images. They would check it at the beginning of the day, middle of the day, and then end of the day, just to make sure I didn't have no images like that. And yeah, it was honestly pretty funny. It was worth it. It makes some of my friends laugh when I tell them the story. Hopefully it made y'all laugh. Now, anyways, that's it for now. Subscribe. If you want to hear stories about the doorbell, go ahead. Me versus a banana. Or, as I said, Miss Miller's classroom. Get this video to 20 likes and I'll make a part 2. Yeah, bye.